Good morning, gentlemen. SBG Active Aussie here, Wednesday morning. It's about 10:03 a.m. I have just come across two videos, one by One Fast Stack and another one by the MGTOW Infinium, and they gave a notification about how EMAN 67's channel has been terminated or deleted, so to speak. And I find this to be extremely disappointing. I was a long time subscriber of his, and this is just another example of how certain individuals, certain men are being cancelled out just for speaking the truth. And like I've said before, we really do not have true freedom of speech here in the West nowadays. And this has been going on for quite a while, and you might have a few people will say something stupid like, oh, compared to China, we have a lot of freedom of speech. But what some people fail to realise is that in places like the USA, Canada, UK, Australia and many other Western countries, this has been a slow process where freedom of speech has been slowly eroded and chipped away over many years. And just now, for some people, they're just starting to take notice of it. But just like MGTOW Infinium mentioned in his video, these certain companies and platforms like YouTube, Google, Microsoft, etc., they do not believe in freedom of speech. They only believe in free speech when it suits their own narrative and agenda. And you could also say in regard to other types of mainstream media, and I'll give you a few examples just here in Australia. Channel 9 and the ABC, they pretend to be beacons of free speech, but only if it suits themselves. You Australian guys who might be listening, you would remember during 2020 and 2021, anybody who called up one of their talkback radio stations and questioned the vaccines or testing or mask wearing, those people just got cut off, or they got cancelled out, or just told basically to shut up. So these people really do not believe in free speech. And when you look at their YouTube channels, these media organisations like ABC and 9, they disable the comments. So they don't want anybody questioning their agenda, questioning their narrative. So I just feel this idea of free speech in the West has become fake. It's basically hypocrisy. It's a lot of BS. And I just encourage any guys who are still making content, just back up all your videos, and like Infinium said, try and move on to other platforms. I think I registered with Rumble back in August when I was sick, but I haven't done anything about it since then. But I'm feeling that it's quite possible other channels are going to be taken down, to get deleted. So we're going to have to improvise, come up with different ideas in order to spread the message, because the feminists, the commies, the Marxists, they're going to keep spreading their own message, but they seem to be the only ones who are allowed to have freedom of speech now. And it's not just freedom of speech. We've seen in the last few years in regard to freedom of assembly, freedom of movement, there seems to be this move toward authoritarianism in a lot of Western societies now. And anyway, so just try and back up your content and look for other options. I think that's what we are going to need to do. And another thing I've thought about is that it just seems the women now can just say whatever they like and even incite violence. But I'll guarantee that if I made a statement right now condoning violence against women or possibly inciting violence, the authorities would be knocking on my door in less than 24 hours. But if a woman does it, and they've done it before, even on live TV, if they threaten men, they incite violence, nothing happens. So it's like, it's one rule for the women and one rule for the men. So this whole idea of free speech has just become a nonsense now, and we're told, oh, we're so lucky in the USA and the UK, Australia, to have all this freedom of speech and freedom. But ask yourself, do we really have freedom? I don't think we really do. Anyway, gents, that's all for now. I just felt like making this video because it's sad to see that another channel has been taken down, and it's very sad to see the way things are now compared to, say, back in the mid-90s, late 90s, or even the early 2000s. It's a different world, and I just feel that things are going to get worse in 2024, going on into 2025, etc. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening as usual, and hopefully I can talk to you again soon. Bye for now.